it's me. All right, so I am about to record another episode of my podcast, and it's just a few minutes before my guest arrives. So what I'm going to do is I'm sitting at my computer. I combed my hair, and I have my coffee. Take a few sips in between. So I'm going to check my email to see if she has joined Zoom yet, which she has not, which is fine because the recording is for 6 minutes from now. So, so I have up my script with the questions that I'm going to ask, and at this point, just waiting for her to join. So, I'm excited to speak to this guest. We're going to talk about wealth and legacy, building wealth, generational wealth. And Miss Denisha, I met her through Chris's crew, the Ambitious Women. If you recall, that was my very first group recording, which was just a few weeks ago. We actually recorded the end of February. And so the episode went live the beginning of March and did two group recordings, did two solo recordings from women from the group, and then this is a third. So, like I said, I'm really interested into talking with Miss Denisha about the work that she does around building wealth. One of the things that she had mentioned was about insurance because she's in insurance as well. She had mentioned about making money off of your art through insurance, which really piqued my interest because I've heard of that before and I'm not quite sure what it is. And as an art curator, someone who was on this art journey, it definitely was of interest for me. So let me just go back to email. I'm just going to actually keep it open for when she does join. But in the meantime, I'm going to work on, um, actually, I don't need to really work on anything else, but also, taking advantage of the time, just looking at some other content that I'm working on and just seeing what I need to do with that. I already have my LinkedIn schedule. So I need to start working on that content and posting that for April. So hello to you who just joined, and hello to those who will join um, after I end the live. I appreciate you taking the time. And so we're behind the scenes of me. I'm recording one of my podcast episodes. I do it via Zoom, and I'm just waiting for the guest to join. The podcast, the recording is in 3 minutes, so at 1 p.m. Eastern. So she has time. I'm just checking to see if she happens to check in early, and we'll just go ahead and get started early. And it's not really that much early, right? Because, like I said, it's in 3 minutes. But anyway, what I do is I just, get myself situated, get in front of my laptop because the recording is via Zoom. Have my script up with the questions and just waiting for the guests to join so we can just have a brief conversation before we go live. And that's the recording. And this particular episode that we're recording today, I'm not sure when it's going to go live because I do have several others that are going to come out first. But I definitely want to have it done before April 10 because on April 10, I celebrate my 5 year podiversary. So April 10 of 2020 is when I launched my podcast. At the time, it was called Intimate Conversation with Women of Color. Today, it's Women of Color and Intimate Conversation. And like I said, I celebrate 5 years. I have been at this for 5 years. Not as long on YouTube, but as long on for the audio only. And so that's exciting, right? I mean, these 5 years have kind of just flown by, and I love it. All right, let's see if Miss Denisha has joined yet. Nope. So again, thank you for tapping in. I know more of you will pop in later and check it out. So I appreciate you. Thank you in advance. Make sure you're checking out the other videos. I have so many videos for you to check out. So definitely have other podcast episodes. Um, hey, you're welcome, Games by the Thousand. So check out the other podcast episodes. Check out other behind the scenes. I last Saturday I was on a panel, so we had the behind the scenes from that, and I'm also going to post a clip from the panel. And this particular clip is focusing on networking, which for me is really I focus on building relationship. That's what's key for me. So make sure you're checking out, like I said, the other podcasts, the other episodes, the where's the name when I'm traveling, about the art, all the things. This my YouTube channel is about how I live a dream life, and I live a dream life through travel, through attending events, and then art. And so, yes, I travel to attend art events. So that's always exciting when that happens. And of course, I have my podcast, the podcast videos, the episodes. So make sure that you're checking those out. And we are behind the scenes of me doing my podcast. So let's go ahead and jump into Zoom just to see if she has possibly just joined, and for whatever reason it hasn't sent me the message. Oh no, that's for today. No, these people were not. Mm-mm-mm. Uh-uh. And so I do. She hasn't joined yet. It's 101, and the invite was for 1 o'clock. And so I do give people a few minutes to join, and then I will cancel. It is not even so much me canceling because they were a no show. So this is all part of behind the scenes, right? This is all part of having a podcast or having things that involve other people, waiting for them to show up. Let me also just pop in and see if she sent an email letting me know she's going to be late. Okay, so no, she has not. All right, so just a few minutes. Hope everybody is having a good day. Let me know how your day is going. It's Wednesday. It's Hump Wednesday, Hump Day. So how's it going for you? Hi, Maxwell. Thank you for joining. How's your day going so far? I don't know what Ariel is. Hello, hello, and welcome, welcome. All right, so we are doing behind. Oh no, what's wrong? It's probably the weather flip flopping. It's spring, but yet here in Detroit, we still have our heat on because it's cold. But hey, such is life, right? Oh, okay. Well, I hope you feel better. All right, so it's 104. At 105, I'm pretty much gonna end go ahead and close out the Zoom because I'm giving a 5-minute grace. Haven't heard from uh, the person who's joining. Which again, that's just how it is sometimes. Um, again, when you're relying on other people, sometimes there are no shows, right? Things happen. Like Maxwell, you can't go to school today because your neck hurts, and so this individual, maybe something happened for them as well that they couldn't show up. Which it happens. All right. Well, it is 105, and so I am going to go about my day. So thank you for joining the live behind the scenes. We still did, the prep as far as some of the things that I do to get prepared to do my recordings. And so today the person didn't show up, which is fine. It is what it is. But I thank you all for tapping in and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Maxwell, I hope you feel better so you can get back in school. Those of you when you're checking later, watching later, thank you for taking the time and make sure you're checking out my other videos. Bye.